Good morning. This is Beaty-Coffey of the Ministry of Uncovered No More. Today only happens once every 4 years. And I'm determined today, like never before in my life, to start over. And as a matter of fact, I had an extremely powerful rune draw with friends all around me yesterday, and then came home and ministered with my family, and we were all hanging in there together. And I am talking about all 12 of us, not just the ones living on this property. There was a lot of sacrifice represented in what I just read. A lot of sacrifice. And sometimes you have to pull inward. And that is what Beaty-Coffey of the Ministry of Uncovered No More needs to do. And so I'm going to start releasing a lot of YouTubes, shorter, to the point, and 4 blog articles, a little more distinctly than I have done before. And that takes a tremendous amount of concentration on my part after everything I've been hit with as far as change. As a pagan, you understand. Whether anybody else understands this or not, you understand it. That we are always shifting, we are always changing, and that is a positive thing. The balancing force is the pain in our lives. And it is a choice to choose to set our lives in order each day by the balance and nothing else. That is the moral thing to do. We have forgotten what morality is to a large degree in this day and age. And then let me take myself outside of that, for I am 57 years old and a faithful woman who has raised 10 excellent citizens of this country. I'm not talking about me, but I am most likely talking about you. We have lost our way, but I didn't. And I've known that all along, quietly. I'm doing what is habitually becoming the thing that I do with my first cup of coffee. I have my various forms of invocation for myself and my family, and poetry reading, aura building, small items right next to the iPad. You are seeing a blue elephant that is beautifully beaded that I bought at my beautiful witch shop, and had the young lady who took the money from me witness me transferring runes. Ralph H. Bloom and I worked together, and he's above since 2016, transferring the runes into this beautiful bag. And it's an elephant that is everything not the grand old party in this country. And it's beautifully made. The elephants of the wild are such beautiful teachers of us. Now I'm resting my hand on those birds who teach me constantly, and I teach them, and we talk. And indeed, if you read the manual of the Crow Tarot, let me show you, each tarot deck like this, these beautiful decks are full of artwork that people have done, and they have a little book with them that gives you their wisdom in having created this. Indeed, the woman created by M.J. Cullinane, Cullinane, M.J. Cullinane. She has devoted her life to mysticism and also done the normal life. And I get the impression she had to pay her own bills. I am someone who didn't have to pay my own bills. And balancing forces take time, my loves. And I want to weep for all of us, but I'll take another sip of coffee. Look at my little, I have a set. One of this set scoops cat food for my babies. One of this set scoops tea and is sitting, I think I have 4 of them actually. This one is in my implements because one of my X accounts is an owl I'm watching, and I actually have an owl tea light lamp, and one is Raven. And I have not devoted myself to my Raven tarot enough, and it's going to change. But last night, I watched through with some other lovely people the changing of the guard of every 4 years as Moon Goddess in Austin, Texas. And now we're living a day that we only get to live every 4 years. And sure enough, I put things in order in my own home in a way that I will not be disturbed and I will not be persecuted for who I am. Now, I need my trust restored. And the highest bar of that trust being restored is that instead of having to meet my 3rd child with her head shaved at a church as another child was graduating with a bunch of ex-spiritualists who have completely fallen astray, that my dear daughter, whether her head is still shaved in repentance for this wickedness or not, walks peacefully into my home with that beautiful smile of her on her face. She embraces her mama, and we go to Walmart and get what we want to fix food, and we fix food together, and the whole family is coming in and out, laughing and smiling and eating what we prepare. My daughter and I prepare, because I cannot tell you how many moon cycles were stolen from me and my daughter, and yet we are faithful to this country. And we always have been, like Betsy Ross, Bernice King, Nina Turner, everything and everyone, and even men too, who the likes of the grand old party bully on purpose. This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in, and we didn't ask for this, but it was dealt to us in fate and time. So, T.S. Eliot, and just in case anybody wonders, I can go right behind me about 4 steps and get the little photo album I'm working on and show you a picture of my dear Margaret smiling into the camera at me, keeping a bright face for her mother. And I won't tell you the rest of what's in the picture because I'll break again. And I can't afford to break today. I can't afford the time. Rudolf Steiner is calling and saying, "Come on, Kara." And so you can rail at me for the rest of your life like you've done for 57 years and controlled me, told me what to do, expected too much of me, and I will tell you where my bar is. It is that high. And I will curse everything in my path until you give me what is mine. Western world. Certainly, I can make peace with the rest of the bullshit. Certainly, I can do that. Have been doing it, or I wouldn't be here this morning. Privileging you with a cup of coffee, my first one. Calendar of the Soul, the year participated by Rudolf Steiner, translated by Owen Barfield. This is week U, capital U, 47th week, 23rd of February through 1st of March, in parentheses, the number 6. Next year, I'm going to learn the system of this. This year, I was having to teach Texas what an actual sorceress requires, regardless of your fucking politics. And I made known, and it's on a blog, and I actually have 2 rune books that you're not privileged to see right here. I didn't use mine that time. I used his for one reason. I will say it again. I will live it with you in my 58th year. I do not denigrate true male authority, so you can back your fuckery down. And I'm actually with a friend on Twitter, a legacy account, and that blog article will go up soon. I thanked him on both accounts because he had a story to tell as the 28th day of February was dawning about Joe Biden and his fury at this system. Today, Mr. Steiner, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Steiner family, for your faithfulness. I'm going to read and copy the entire little meditation, translated from the German for me, for you. A universalist so pure. I have set up my drawing, my sketching, and other works. He has healed me so much with geometry and with my love of geometry that came from my daddy, who was a draftsman first, before he went into chip design. Today we are going to listen to him 100% because it is 100% true. And tomorrow I will draw animal tarot and a rune or 2 message. I will do work on it and put it up. I am a little late with the God Pod show. Please forgive me. I am reading the best book out there in Audible, my very first one. It has enraptured me, and it is about what was actually happening and is still happening in our government. a personal biography. I love biographies. I thought I was having to give it up. Absolutely not. And I'm producing artwork for that. And then I have a friend on X who, some time ago, it's gone now, wants me to read paganism again. And he is correct. And I'm allowing him to lead me out on the hell side as Lilith. And he hadn't had it too easy either. And Paganism by Joyce and River Higginbotham is pinned on my runestonesandmusictoday.com. And if you go look at it, there's another one pinned this morning. And I told you the truth about how my father has returned again. And nobody in my home knows it. I was doing work at a particular place, and my father quietly slipped behind me, tall, aged, quiet. Barely will talk to me. They are afraid for my safety all the time. They love me like you can't understand, and I'm begging you to understand love through whom I testify here, not me. The men in my life surrounding me, because my father prophesied another house church in Austin, Texas, and he returned and is returning, and he trusts his daughter, and I am establishing it, and you can go to hell and learn to meditate there with Lilith Tara today. And Rudolf Steiner is gently with us. T.S. Eliot, Elizabeth and Robert Barrett Browning, who are my Christmas poets. That's what I found out. They are sitting gently somewhere. They will be attended during the Christmas season, and maybe even Thanksgiving and Christmas season, to reestablish my love life with my family and holidays after all that bullshit. Don't ever forget my high bar. Don't ever forget my daughter and I. Don't ever forget what we lost, because I speak for billions of women and their children. And if you forget mine with my mini blogs, my life song, then you're forgetting billions of people who put you where you are. And you are an elitist, an ungrateful wretch, and spoiled rotten. And I want you to think about making choices today with Rudolf Steiner. It's that simple. Emerging from its covering by the world. He knows me here. This is so me. He is telling me exactly. And I even drew runes already in books, and he is right on task with the Ralph H. Bloom rune book and runes. Okay. Emerging from its covering by the world, zest of becoming means to have its way. To liven up the beauty born of sense. Let me say that again. Let me read the precious golden words dripping with the honey of a pot of tea I will brew to settle my tummy today, while my broth is steaming hot that I made last night and had help cleaning it up, because other people were cooking as well. We helped each other like it should be everywhere. Zest of becoming means to have its way. Listen now. Listen. To liven up the beauty born of sense. Now let it find my thinking clad in mail, and I will define which kind of mail that is. Corroborate by forces from the gods. And he actually means gods and goddesses. There are those that don't hate women, and they are as faithful as the women around you. Twisted and torn and disjointed because of misogyny, racism, and sexism. Themselves alive, no weaklings here within. Steely core of goodness. This is Beaty-Coffey of the ministry.